and welcome to the stream. My name is Lee. Hi. And we are live on the internet for the first time in freaking a week, almost. Pretty tough. Okay. Let me go to the not that one, fun names. Okay, not that one. I know there's a lot of other fun streams going on right now. Phoenix Iwaki is streaming, and his cardi is almost going to be TPK'd. But I promised I was going to stream, so I'm going to stream. I just have to get everyone else to remember that I'm streaming, and then I have to summon my people. So while we do that, hi, welcome. Does anyone in the chat have any suggestions? Do we have anyone in the chat yet? That is an important question. And hang on, also, is the... Yes, okay. I just wanted to make sure that the microphone thing was doing the thing, because if it doesn't, then that suggests that maybe the mic isn't working, because it wasn't last time. Yeah. So, check. I have that. Oh, no, that's my pronouns pin. This one is the NB. Happy Pride, everyone. Also, it's June, so that's fun. And I have my little NB. I thought it was an owl. It looks like a hawk. I think it's pretty cool. It's awesome. So that's fun. Yes, I'm summoning. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something fun for, what's the Greyhawk Online one? We're doing, Please go. Alright, no, we're gonna do it in the other channel. I'll go in the live stream channel. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna, I think Twitch, you know what? Because it's not midnight. We're gonna do the thing with, creeps and see if we can, so I was thinking of something fun, tabletop RPG related. Good evening, Wiki! Hello! Welcome! Welcome to the Welcome Back stream. I don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna do something fun, and it's gonna be awesome sauce. Welcome, welcome. I'm just, posting on all of the... Discord's popping in, telling everyone I'm here. Do you have any cool ideas for what you want to see tonight? We could do character creation. I could do a basic type-up stream. If I can find my notebook, which I might not be able to. So, although we could type up random RPG notes from different sessions. That could be fun. Share. Oh, yeah. What one I read recently was King in Yellow, which... not the original Chalmers, but, what was the one? A book of short stories based on the Yellow Sign and the King in Yellow, and all sorts of reinterpretations and some fun stuff. It's actually quite interesting, and, I Yeah, the King in Yellow is creepy, for sure. I don't think, I think, what was it? H.P. Lovecraft declared that it was part of the Cthulhu mythos, so that was pretty cool. And Hastur and the King in Yellow were linked, somehow. Uh, uh, so no Eldritch Horror. What if we did, let's see what we got in terms of, why don't possibly, I'm not sure if it was, the, author himself or, people later, who kind of were collecting the mythos, but, it is generally considered to be part of the, mythos. So what we could do, let me bring up this. And so, of course, we got Tales of Arcana. We could do, oh, me, you know what we could do? We have the planet generator, so we could randomly do a planet. Here's a fun question. We could randomly do a planet. Yeah. Tindalos. I do not know what Tindalos are. Okay, let's do it. Let's build a planet. We have an, a while ago, a friend of, someone on the stream, I think it was, Oblation, Atlas Oblivion, I want to say. He's a friend of the streams. He sent me a PDF of a world, and we used it to create one world called Balboa because it was full of rocks. Maybe we'll get better luck and we'll actually have a planet with, like, real, landforms and not just all rocks and sand and nothingness. That'd be nice. Let's see what we can create, though. I'm going to open up the planet generation PDF and start rolling. It's got a bunch of random roll tables. Here we go. You roll for all the different factors and kind of create an epic world. Here, what we can do is, I'm going to write, let's see if I can pull up a Word document. And it is up, but it's behind. Okay, that works. Oh, and actually we should do this. Hi! Yeah, I haven't streamed in... no, actually. Although I do have a similar one my friend showed me for the Traveler RPG. I actually don't play a lot of Traveler. I'm fascinated by the world. This one is linked to the... It might have been originally part of the Come From the Traveler RPG, but it's... this one is made for Dark Heresy RPG. But, no, the Traveler RPG, actually, I made a planet called Buffett, named after Jimmy Buffett, for a Traveler game, because I wanted to create the homeworld for Grace Ames, who was my Traveler character. And kind of got out of hand. I did a whole NaNoWriMo about the history of the planet. Like you do. And their Civil War and all their other stuff. So, but today we're going to do something completely new. We're going to start with a planet. Let me just do one last one, I think. I have one last... two more, actually, because I want to do. And then I will... I do not have a dice cam because of the way the computer hookups work. But I do have dice. I have a whole here. I don't know what that's doing there. This, which is my dice tray, and has a little. Pat 66 got me this dinosaur. It's his name is Neuromancer. And hang on, let me see if this is. You can see a little dinosaur and Neuromancer, and I got a whole tray full of random dice that I have. I should also put this D8 in the dice tray before it gets, falls off the table and gets lost. Yeah. So I have a bunch of dice. And hi! Hello, Phantom! Welcome! This is my first stream for basically a week because my computer went, kind of crashed and burned. And, hi! Sig, welcome! We have lots of friends here. Computer is sort of working. The charging port is still, but I got it to work, so they're back online, and I'm back doing a stream because I haven't streamed in ages, and I once I got the computer working, I was like, yes, we have to do a stream. So we're doing planet creation, at Wookie's request, because planet creation is fun, and I had no idea what we were going to do, so, and actually it makes sense, because Thursdays are just generally Warhammer 40k days, so... Alright, cool. Have fun. So we have Thursdays are generally Warhammer 40k days, so we're going to create a planet in the Warhammer 40k universe. That is our grand plan. And our grand plan, which I have, let's see. This one. Oh, I'm always in the mood for Rogue Trader. I am kind of excited to have a computerized version. I'm not going to lie. I have the Space Marines. That's the only of the Warhammer 40k games I have for the PCs, but it's actually a lot of fun, and Rogue Trader's going to be cool. It's like... It's crazy, though. There is a lot of tension, that's okay. No worries. You're free to pummel as you will. I'm just glad you stopped by. Yeah, I've never heard of the company, but I kind of want to pre-order it. The deluxe pre-order pack gives you a lot of cool stuff, including like your name written in some little hidden in-game grotto thing, which is cool, but it also gives you access to an audiobook. And I don't care about the credit names, but... Oh, hi, Creep! You're always welcome to lurk. I think I have. Huh. I had a whole thing lurk... a lurk, thing that used to come up. But, when you, yes, I kind of would like to. I used to have the Streamlabs, thing that when you did, exclamation point lurk, it said thank you for lurking. But, it's called Kingmaker, I think. I remember because every time I type in Pathfinder to put it, hi! Welcome! Really? I did Rogue wow, we have lots of friends. Hello. Also, Claw of Time, welcome. This is the Stray. My name is Lee. I don't think I've said that yet this morning. This evening. Wow, okay, it's not morning. Yeah, my name is Lee, pronouns he, they, vibes, just as long as you don't remember I'm not a woman. Yes, I have a bot. I had it. I created a bot that shouted out Anna, and it did, for the Greyhawk streams, and did lurk, and then it's not working. I have to go back and figure out why it's not working, is what I need to do. But tonight, we were gonna roll up a planet. That is what we're gonna do. And I have, this, which is a fun little thing. So, and then, so you roll all the facets of a planet, and then you might end up with a tiny little rocky outcropping of miserable high heat that doesn't even have, sand properly. It just has nothing. I write a lot of things. Mostly I've been doing a lot of RP. I do a lot of world building. So we're creating a planet for Warhammer 40k, just for the vibe in general. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I do a lot of RP work. Sieglinde and I are actually co-writing a story about Valdez and how he ended up as a employee in the far future of a city called Elfheim, which is New Hope, which I think is near Uppsala, Sweden. I think that's where he created the whole epic world. I just created a character, and we've been writing co-authoring a story. Mostly science fiction fantasy. This PDF, it's called Dark Heresy. Let's see. Planet Generator version 2.0. It was gifted to me by Atlas Oblivion, I want to say. And yeah, so I'm not sure where it came from, but I very much appreciate it. And so I do have copies. But yeah, I have a copy and it can be copied again, but we were using it because freaking it's cool. And I when I opened up the downloads, it was like, oh, there's this world generator. Hey, let's do, planet creation, because it is Warhammer 40k day, I do Warhammer 40. I used to do, back when I, before the computer, I had Warhammer 40k on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Wednesday was late night type up, and then Mondays was Greyhawk, which is live editing the Greyhawk Wikipedia, and then Friday was a random cool stuff day from 5e, and then I don't know of any adventure path. I know they had the in the Game Master's Guide, they had a preset adventure world thing that was what was it called? They did have a preset adventure that came with the Game Master's Guide that they might be working off of. Which could be quite fun. I kind of ran it for a friend. Yeah, so maybe they're working off them. That it had this is the planet. This is it was, and there were several moons in the system, and the player character's Rogue Trader Dynasty had settled it ages ago, so they were kind of partially responsible for it. It's actually interesting. And then none of the players that I had scraped together for that wanted to play Rogue Trader, so I made their captain a 7-year-old whose father had granted him a warrant of trade because he was the only child, because even though he was a bastard half-Ogryn, it was a whole thing. I mean, yeah. Starfinder is the Pathfinder, but I mean, it makes sense. It's really cool. Like, I'm excited for this. Super exciting. Oh, we should actually, roll. Hang on. We're gonna roll a d10. I'll just find a d10 in this. This one is actually from Cozy Gamer Dice. Yeah, it is a d10. I don't know if the blowing on actually helps or anything. It is a 2. Okay. Tiny. We're getting a small one again. Okay. Well, here's another d10. This one's the cool rainbow one. So, pretty epic because it's Pride Month. So that's fun. Rainbow capitalism and all that jazz. Because it's going to be 2d10,000 kilometers in circumference. Has a circumference. Yeah, it's a circumference. So, way around. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. Nine and a 2. That's 11. So 11,000 kilometers long. Okay, so planet is 11,000 kilometers around. Let's do that. All right, let's let me bring this up. Okay, the planet, as of yet unnamed, although if you guys are here, I do usually let chat name stuff. Either that or I have the cool planet. I have the list of cool planet names. We could pull one of those, or if you kind of someone in the chat comes up with a really good one, we'll just use it. Planet as yet unnamed. We'll do that. Unnamed. Circumference is 11,000 kilometers. So 1/4 the size of Earth. Not very small. Okay. All right. And we should save because planet X is all right. Boom. So let's start size, density. Yes, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Oh no, I think we should call it Your Grave. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Sorry, I get the reference. Let's see. The larger the planet, the denser it is. Density affects the gravity of the planet and, to a lesser extent, the thickness of the atmosphere. Roll a d10 minus 4 and add the planet's size for density. Okay, so d10 minus 4 plus 2. Did you not? Hang on a sec. Have you never seen that epic scene in Firefly where they have the little, and then the Stegosaurus gets killed by the T-Rex, the curse, the sudden but inevitable betrayal by the T-Rex, and then dies on the console of the Firefly class freighter called Serenity, where they're flying through space? Did you not see that scene? Have you never seen it? So I mean, that's true. I think the planet is orbiting a sun, so it does have light, but fair enough, fair enough. I think it is orbiting a sun. Hang on. Delport Breckland. I don't see you often. According to this, you're not a first-time chanter. So you've probably been here before, but yeah, welcome. It's Dark Heresy. Yeah, so it is Warhammer 40k, which means possible shenanigans. We shall see. First thing we're going to do is roll the basic physical characteristics of this planet that's orbiting a star. I think we definitely are orbiting a star. I don't know what it... Atmosphere, length of day, length of year, world temperature, hydrographics, axial tilts. Basic yellow star. I think it's orbiting a basic yellow star. Agreed. You always should rewatch Firefly. Yes. That's true. I have a very wonky streaming schedule. Because I work evenings, I either stream first before... Yeah, I know. It was actually a gift from someone on the stream who suggested it. And I was just like, okay, cool. So I got the file and then I've been running with it. The last time we rolled Balboa, and it was a tiny little world, and there was no planetary anything. There was sand. I think we had to re-roll to even get sand on this planet. It was a planet. But this one is going to be better. I mean, it's still small, but it's going to be better. I think. We'll see. But yeah. Well, okay. To be fair, that was the network. The network screwed up on that. Yeah, okay, the network screwed up, but that doesn't mean it's not a beautifully designed show that was. And they put the second stream. They put the second episode first, so they didn't get the intro episode. They got Train Job, which. I have the DVDs, so at some point we'll have. We could do a watch party at some point, right? That's a thing you can just do. I should probably figure out. Actually, the DVDs are all the way back in Needham, which is a different state. So. STA, I have never heard. That's not Traveler, right? I know Traveler. I have so many compatible plot ideas and so many random planets. I have a whole list of names for cool planets. Star Trek Adventures. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have, I've been making, I was running a Rogue Trader game, and then I switched off with one of the players who's going to GM, and now we're doing a Dark Heresy game, which takes place on a completely different planet, but it's kind of exciting, except that we are, rolled really bad on the awareness test, so I have no idea if the supervisor is lying, and we have to find this murderer, and it's a whole thing. But, yeah. Yeah, I have so much stuff like that. That's why I eventually did Fridays, is because you procure them in random sales, or you find them or back on Kickstarters or stuff like that, and you don't have time to read all of the cool stuff you get. Episode by episode. Okay, we're gonna roll for density and not get distracted. Although, distraction is, as those who watch the stream regularly know, distraction is a very regular part of the stream. Okay. Alright. Larger the planet, denser it is. Let's roll. So it's a d10 minus 4 and add the planet size. So it's a d10 minus 2 because our planet is tiny. So. Oh, wait. Only 1d10. Hang on. We're gonna roll the 4. So it's d10 minus 4. Very low. Okay, so we don't really have that much gravity. Oh no, it's density. Density is very low. So gravity is 0.01 to 0.04, somewhere in that, because we got a 4 minus 4 is 0 plus 2 is 2. So, yes, there is a sun. It is orbiting a sun. I don't know what sun it's orbiting. I think when you get to the heat, the climate thing, it mentions how close or far are you from the sun, and you can add roll for that as well. But yes, it is orbiting a sun. It is orbiting a star. A star, yeah, which acts as the sun for it. I don't know if our star is specifically the sun, and any other star is just a star. Oh, have a good night, Phantom. Thanks for stopping by. Or whether any star that has a diaspora. No, I am not familiar with it. I tend to I'm pretty good with planets, so I just kind of invent planets off the cuff because it's fun. So I have not heard of diaspora, though. I know Traveler, it's a Fate system, which, Fate is the one that was made by the same people who did Powered by the Apocalypse, right? And they use the Fate uses these guys, which I've been using as D3s. I have a few in my dice tray, and I actually, the fudge dice, and I actually had the Fate Core rulebook, back when I was, eager, but everyone I knew was playing Pathfinder, so I played Pathfinder. Yeah, exactly. I have the Fate books, actually, but, yeah, and then, of course, I have Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is, They were easier to find when I bought a couple of pretty sets back when I was young, and not when I was young, but what was it, was in college. So what, 2015? Sun development. Okay. Was it on? Oh, Discord. Also, quick shout out to my for those who are new. Sun development, huh? Oh. Okay. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. For those of you who are relatively new, we have a server Discord, Twitch Discord. A big friend of mine, back when 4th edition was coming out, his friends all went to Traveler instead of going to Pathfinder. So he ended up playing a lot of Traveler, and he ran one game for us and then lost his notes. So I've been running the Pathfinder game for them instead. But yeah. Oh, the Discord. So if any of you like Discord and like hanging out, and we have a few, I guarantee at least one fun meme every day. Sometimes I post writing prompts and I leave up all the responses people do because some of them are really cool. Just random, anything cool we come up with on stream that gets to be discussion later, I'll put a channel up for it, and there's some fun stuff going on. And the Smurfian Blood War, which, because reasons, there's a reason for that. But anyway, yeah. Basically, it's pretty cool. Pretty chill. Fun stuff. Okay, wait. So, our atmosphere is, let's see, 0.02. You know, it's 0.0... No, it's 0.03. I'm giving it a 0.03. Atmosphere is atmosphere density, hang on. Gravity is 0.03 G. Yes, that's true. I do. Nope, that's wrong. Go away. I don't know why you went up. Okay. There we go. It went away. Yes, if you get 20,000... I think... Yeah. No, it was not the Halfling Blood War. It was the wizard who was bringing in the shock troops in Mako Jungle and had his change cat familiar who was murdering the Smurfs for magical potions. It was not a war with the Halflings. We agreed with this. I think. I'm pretty sure that it was not a war with the Halflings. It was a war with the wizard who had been using the Smurf blood for potions, and he had the change cat familiar. And he also brought in shock troops in Mako Jungle, which were all Spaxy. Okay, I guess they're going to war with the Halflings now. This is going to be a whole interesting side plot that I did not realize was going to happen. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, that's how we ended up on the Smurfian Blood War, though. But yeah, I do have, and Fridays are generally, completely random stuff. Like, Broncolonia we've been doing a lot of. It's this random 5e supplement that I backed on Kickstarter, and it's actually really cool. So we've been, going over their lore and stuff, and it's actually really fun. Okay, so we have gravity of atmosphere. We're leaving atmosphere up. Gravity, which is, I'm actually trying to, create a planet. We might get distracted, but we are trying to create a planet here. Is 0.04 G. We're giving it as much gravity as we can. And so that's our density, so that's our gravity. Density of 2. Okay. Atmosphere, the atmosphere characteristic measures the type of atmosphere present. A planet's atmosphere is generated by rolling 1d10 minus 4 and adding half the size and half the density rounded up. So adding 1 and adding 1 because it's got a size of 1 and size of 2 and a density of 2. So 1 plus 1. So it's a plus 2. 1d10 minus 4 plus 2. Let's use this one. Alright, we have a D10 from Cozy Gamer Dice. Pretty basic D10. I don't know if the blind actually helps. That is a 1. Okay. It does not specify what happens if it's negative. 1 minus 4 plus 1 plus 1 is still... That's negative. Alright, have something yummy, okay? We're going to re-roll that because as the executive decision, we're going to re-roll that because it's less than 0? I'm not going to blow up the planet. Alright, we're going to use this D10 is going to give us good. Alright, 6. So, alright, we got 6. We got, so 6 minus 4 is, hang on. 6 minus 4 is 2. Plus 1 is 4. Okay, that's, 4. Okay, wait. Yeah, 6 minus 4 is 2, plus 1 is 4. So, we got 4 is thin and tainted. Alright, we got thin, tainted atmosphere. Alright. Not great so far, but, you know. But, you know, maybe there'll be other cool stuff that'll be there. Might have, like, great mineral wealth or something. Hopefully. We always tend to... tidally locked. I believe it... Hang on, let me see. Atmosphere types, length of day. Hydrographics, axial tilt. Planet. Huh. Oh, wow, they even have a government type for later charts. Adepta presence. Oh, do they have... Oh, it's the Adeptus... Wow, okay. It does not have a specified... Hi! Rolvajax, hello, welcome. Phoenix's stream. You were on Phoenix's stream. That's where I recognized you from. Hello, and welcome. I did have to leave that stream to come and do this stream because I did promise I was going to stream. I was not expecting to be in the middle of a maybe TPK when that happened, but, you know. I'll pop back and watch the VOD and... Ish. That does not sound good. Eesh, poor guys. They were... I mean... God, it was getting hairy there. But... What are you gonna do? We are creating a planet. So basically, I have this... It does not have, it does not have any, specificity of, tidal locks. Well, I'm sure someone could count the stars. Dark Heresy, yes, it is in fact, Warhammer 40k. Stars Without Number, is... I'm not sure what that's from, but sounds cool. Yeah, it is a planet of the Imperium of Man. Under the God Emperor, of mankind. Is so far a rather miserable place. We'd gotten to, A thin, tainted atmosphere and atmospheric pressure of 0.43. Some of them are kind of nice. There are some nice planets in Miriam. Renthok's kind of... Okay, Renthok also has an unbreathable atmosphere, but it's... And the length of day is entirely arbitrary. Like, the planet has nothing to do with the planet's actual... True. That's true. Humanity, as of now, does not have the scientific knowledge to properly count and catalog all of the stars, but presumably there are a finite number of them. It's just that no one knows how big that number is because we can't count them all, but there are presumably a finite number. Yeah, some of the planets on the Imperium are kind of fun. And this one, ooh, interesting. Generation, so it's a planet generation system. Interesting. I don't know so far. It's a very, very small planet. Well, it's tiny, actually. It's a tiny planet. It's a tiny planet with a thin, tainted atmosphere and very low gravity. So, who knows? We could end up... It's just a tiny planet somewhere in the Imperium. We're doing completely rolled randomly, so, you know. Good to know. Let me write this down. Here. Bracket, stars without number. That way I will remember to, good to know. Okay. Actually, and then hit save because, yeah, I'm taking notes on this planet. That's what we have so far. And then I mentioned that so I would remember to look into it later. Let's see. Thin and tangent pressure of... Nope. Pressure of... let's see. 6.8, at sea level. Let's just say it's, yeah, that's what we're gonna, and then we'll put sea level in parentheses because I don't know if we actually have oceans. All right. We can form Voltron. Okay, let me do the thing. It's got an atmosphere. We're getting there. Let's can only breathe a tainted atmosphere for a number of minutes equal to the toughness bonus and gain a fatigue level per minute longer. Once unconscious due to fatigue, the character will die 1 minute later if still in the tainted atmosphere. One level of fatigue round would die 1 round of... Ooh, that's... Alright. The length of a planet's day, the time taken for it to complete a single revolution around its polar axis, is given as a number of standard hours. Roll d10 minus 4 and add the planet's size to determine the length of day. Okay, size we agreed was 2. Ooh, yes. Pairings. You gotta... Okay, ready? I'm using You know what? We'll go back to this D10. Failed this last time, but I think... That's a 5. It's D10 minus 4. Okay, so that's 1. Plus... 1 plus the planet's size. That's 1 plus 2 is 3. So it's 2d10 hours. 2d10 hours. And I happen to have 2d10 right here. 2d10 hours. Let's do it. 8. Oh, now we actually rolled some high stuff. Okay. That's 11-hour day. 11-hour day cycle. Is 11 days. So 11 hours. 11 hours per day, which is okay. All right, so a length of year is given as the number of Terran days it takes to complete one full rotation of its local star. Divide this number by 365 to how many Terran years this is to determine how many local days make up local years. Multiply the number of days in the year by 24, then divide that number by the length of the planet's day. Roll. Okay. Roll a d10 to determine the length of year. So it's just completely random. Random d10 roll. Let's do it. And then you roll on the table. Well, that landed in a weird position, so... that's a 10. Freaking... Which one was it? It was this one. Hang on. Now it lands on a 10. Been rolled... Okay. Alright. 10. It's 1/10 chance. So, let's see what we got. For that is... 10 is... 10d10 times 10. Okay, let's see if we got 10d10. Well, I have to bust out... I think... Okay, here's another d10. That's 3. And 4. Alright, we got 4. I think we might have to... 5, 6, 7 if we count the... Yeah, we're gonna have to... I'm not gonna count those. We're gonna have to bust out the dice bag. Right here. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Are you guys ready for this? I don't think you are, but you... I could just roll the D100 because it's 10d10. But we're going to leave that there. I want to ugh, it's covered in crumbs. Why is it so... Bah. Okay. You guys ready for this? D100 is here, but... This is my dice bag. It's a little... This is the main... Oh! That's random D6 is falling out. Okay. This is the bulk of my hoard. It is not every set of... It's not even remotely close to every set I own, but it's... The bulk of them is contained in... Oh, this bag. And then I have my other... my pretty pastel bag, and then I have... This new dice bag that has no dice in it so far. And then I have... What's a Mad Chat? This pen. Which was designed by Jennifer Birchfield and is kind of awesome. The Mad Chatter pen. I don't think the cupcake dice went in. I think those are still in my bag. I think those are just in the bottom of the bag. They were a friend made these absolutely delicious cupcakes that had dice and then decorated them with dice. So when you ate the cupcake, you got the dice off the top. I ate 4 of them. I kept 2 of the dice, and then I gave 2 of the dice to Sigland, who couldn't do gluten couldn't eat the cupcakes because they were gluten, but I ate the cupcakes on his behalf and gave him the dice. And I think I put them in my bag with my other dice. Which, yeah, I put them in with my pretty pastel dice in this dice bag, which has my, my cupcake dice and my pretty pastel dice. Several sets of them. I try. Alright, okay. But we were gonna get D10s. We're gonna dig D10s out of this one. Ooh, this set's also pretty pastel. Okay. Hang on. And then, ooh, this is a pretty one. A lot of these dice are from D20 Collective. The other set. And then, because they kept having those, they'd have these $10 special, where you could get, or $5 special, so you could get the dice set for $5 for whatever dice happened to be on sale. And I have a weakness for dice. I won't lie, I haven't in a while indulged, but I do have a weakness and a fondness for dice, so I procured, this is one of my favorite sets. Just, let me show you guys, it's so cool. Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more. Pretty basic. Alright. We have 10d10. Right here. Yes, I have 10 D10s. And then we have to sort out which ones go back in the dice tray, but... Shake it up. Okay, that one's a 2. And that's a 5. That's 7. 3 is 10. 5 is 15. That's 2 is 17. Plus 9 is 26, plus 7 is 30, 26 plus 7, 33, and then plus 9 again is 42, answer life, the universe, and everything, plus 9 again is 40, is 51, plus 6 is 57. 57 times 10 is 570. So it has a relatively short rotation, but a relatively long revolution. 570. Okay. 570 Earth days. Is 570 Earth days. Or, okay, we ready? First, let me separate out. That one came from the dice tray. That one came from the... Okay, those 4 came from the dice tray. I'm gonna put these over to the side for now. Ooh, just look at how pretty this random... Sorry, it's a random D20. It's very pretty. Okay. Dice are pretty, okay? Shiny click-clack math rocks. They're important for the soul. So, mathematics. 24 and, so... 500, we're gonna have to bust out a calculator. Hang on. And I will actually, let's see. We're gonna bust out the calculator. 570 times 24 equals 30. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna add window capture. We're just, okay. There we go. That lets me do that. Yeah, so that's 13,680 hours divided by 13. Okay, so 13,680. I should write that down. 13,680 13,680 hours, or, and then divided by 11 is, let's see what we got. 1,000, I think it's 0.63 repeating. 1,243. 1,243. 43.63 local days. We'll figure out what their calendar situation is after when we get into that in 243. All right. I did put that down, right? All right. So we'll get the calculator gone away. But yeah, we now have a calculator. Listen, if any D20 I had rolled 3 nat 20s in a row, I would be enamored. And yes, I might take him out for dinner. I don't know what a dice likes to eat, but I'm sure I could think of something good. Okay. So it has a very long year, relatively short day, very long year. Let's see what we got. Dark Heresy, Planet Generator. Okay. Also, if anyone has any good names, throw them in the chat. You can name this planet. Or we could wait for a little bit. World temperature. Hang on. Temperature. Hang on. A planet's surface temperature is primarily dependent on its distance from the sun and how thick its atmosphere is. The habitable zone is the area around a star which is most conducive to the development of Earth-like habitable worlds, and is assumed that most colonized worlds will be in this habitable zone. Roll the D10 plus 1 for the planet's temperature, applying the modifiers listed below. Atmosphere. Okay, so atmosphere 2 or 3. So we have an atmosphere of thin and tainted 4. Oh, we have an atmosphere of 4. So hang on. Hang on. So so it's a -1. Yes. No, it's not a distance from sun. What it is it's in the habitable zone, and the habitable zone, I guess, depends on what kind of star it is. So, the length of year, basically just, the length of year determines where, what the habitable zone is for the particular star that this planet is circling, because it's assumed to be in the habitable zone. So, it's not distance from sun so much as temperature, which is a combination of distance from sun, but also other factors such as atmosphere and other, how hot just random stuff. But yeah. Yes, so it is a -1. So it is a -1. Hang on. Roll a D10 plus 1 for the planets, applying the modifiers listed below. So it's a D10 plus 1, but it's a -1 because, yeah. It's a D10 plus 1 -1. So a D10. Just a D10 to determine the temperature. It will not, to be fair, get to be particularly hot because it has to have a very thick atmosphere to be properly hot, and we don't have a very thick atmosphere. We're gonna use this. These guys are fancy resin dice. They were part of a set that wasn't particularly good. So I got them at auction from Dice. She just kind of auctioned them off because she wasn't quite pleased with how they came out. So I snagged them for a pretty good deal, and they are really nice resin dice. And they feel like their edges are sharp. They're just, Okay, let's roll a d10. And then we apply the atmosphere. So it's a d10 plus 1 and then a minus 1, so it's just a d10. 3, which is chilly. Average temperature is -30 to 0 degrees Celsius. So, yeah. It is yeah, I believe this is all in metric, so Celsius. So -30 to 0 degrees Celsius for temperature. Temperature is Celsius. All right. So that's pretty good, I'd say. Probably not a lot of agriculture, but, it's cold, but not uninhabitably cold. It's just miserable cold. Which is the opposite of Balboa, which is, miserably warm. So, we got this. Axial tilt, because I think it had a really weirdly thick atmosphere for... Okay, degree by which a planet leans to the side on its axis determines how severe its seasonal variations are. Axial tilt is determined by rolling a D10. Another D10. We'll see how tilty its axis is. Are we ready? Oh. I didn't. Here we go. 7. A moderate tilt. So that gives us a plus or minus 20 degrees in the... So moderate tilt plus or minus 20 degrees. Plus or minus 20 degrees. Depending on season. Actually, so in the summertime, so if it's high, hang on a second, if it's got plus 20 in the summer, the winters get really bad, but the summer is, actually almost enough, warm enough to grow crops. So it only ever gets warm enough for crops thanks to its axial tilt. And then in the winter, it's just hell. Yeah, it's just hell in the winter, but, like, warm enough for cool weather crops in the summer. That's pretty cool. Okay. Hydrographic characteristic measures the amount of surface liquid, hence the amount of dry land on the world. Hydrographic percentage goes from 0 to 10, measuring the surface liquid in increments of 10%. For normal worlds, this will be water. On other worlds with corrosive or exotic atmospheres, it could be a corrosive or exotic liquid like ammonia. Hydrographic percentage is obtained by rolling 1d4 minus 10, or 1d10 minus 4, and adding the plant's size, modified by the plant's atmosphere or temperature as described below. Size 1 or atmosphere 0, just no hydrographics, so atmosphere 1, A, B, or C is minus 4. So actually, we don't have any minuses. Plant's atmosphere is not D, or kind of F that is thick enough to retain water. It also apply the modifiers for temperature. If it is not. Right. So we, it's minus if it's got high temperature, but since it's, I'll put up a link. Yeah, I'll put a link to this on in the Discord. Here, okay. First thing I'll do is put a link to the Discord, and then this is the kind of thing where I would put a boom. Here, nope. So that's the Discord. Come on. Okay, hang on. We're gonna have to try this again. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to manually do this. Give me a minute to get this to... No, we're gonna try this one more time. There we go. So that's the Discord, and then if you look on the Discord, there should be a summary. Well, we'll do it now. In info, links to stuff seen on stream. Here we go. Which is anytime. Let's see. Direct messages. Phoenix. No. Nope. Obsidian, no. Oblationist, that's the one. So, copy link. Let's do that. And then we put it on the, there we go. Yes. There. Boom. Also, hello, welcome to the Discord. All right. Excellent. So that's the folder that I was presented with, which contains a number of things, including this shenanigans. This really cool, epic thing. Let's see. But we're gonna roll for, okay, so not D. So also apply the modifiers for temperature, which we don't apply. So it's just a D10 minus 4. Let's do it. And adding the planet's size. So a D10 plus minus 4 plus 2, which is 8. Minus 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So it's 56 to 65%. 56 to 65% water. So it's 60% water. Which folder was it? Hang on. This is an important question. I remember I looked, I saw it, it was in fan supplements. Okay. Yeah, it was in fan supplements, I think. Yeah, it was. was in... No, it was in... I do not remember where it was. I remember... Maybe additional tables? No? Dark Heresy, which one was it? Planet Generator. Oh, it's in the it's in the Fan Supplements Dark Heresy folder. I think the only reason I knew it was there is because when I first pulled it out was because what was it? Yeah, the only reason I knew it was there was because Atlas told me how to find exactly how to find it because what was it? Oh, hey, Asher followed. That's pretty cool. I didn't even realize he was in chat. That's fun. The only reason I knew to look there was because he probably told me exactly where to find the Planet Generator because the Planet Generator was the one I was interested in. It was just super cool. Yeah, so it's in Fan Supplements Dark Heresy. Okay, so for this world, yeah. So we started out with let me look. For this world so far, we got a 2 in terms of size, so tiny. It was 11,000 kilometers long. We got also a density of 2. We got a density of 2, size of 2, density of 2, atmosphere of 4, so thin and tainted. So, not great. And then we got the length of day was 11 hours. 2d10, which was 11 hours. And then we did the length of year, we got a 10. And so we have 570 Terran days, which equals out to 1,243.63 local days. So, and then the temperature was, it had a moderate axial tilt, so plus or minus 20 degrees, and it was 0 to 30 degrees Celsius, negative 30 Celsius. So, generally, pretty cold. But if it has the moderate axial tilt, that means in the summertime it gets warm, like to about 20 degrees Celsius, which is hardly warm. I mean, we got the physical, it has a lot of oceans. It's got a pretty decent axial tilt, and it's got a 65%, 58% ocean. I mean, you could try attacking it. Okay, now we get to the fun part. Terrain. Some planets have a single dominant terrain type, a particular model that describes all the land to be found on the planet. Other planets have more than one terrain present. Terrain on any given planet is greatly influenced by the planet's gravity and to a lesser extent by the atmosphere, hydrography, and average temperature. For ease of simplicity, gravity, hydrographics, temperature, and atmosphere are broken down into a number of different categories. They are as follows. So low gravity is density 4 or less. So we have low gravity. 4 or less. Yeah. So it was 2. So yeah. We have 4 or less. Hydrography. I rolled an 8. So it was an 8. So which -4 is 4, plus the planet's size, which is 2. So, and then none of the the atmospherical, the modifiers applied. So, 4 plus 2 is 6. So we got 56 to 65% water. So it's quite wet, which is good. Not as wet as Earth, which is 70%, give or take a bunch. But, you know, highly decent. Sorry. Let's look at the terrain type. And then we can, then I'm gonna have to go to bed. But, yeah, let's do terrain type. So, let's see. We got a low gravity, high 8 to 9, 2 to 3, overwhelming of A. So it's not low or high or overwhelming. So basically it's just wet. Not really, really wet, not barely dry, not particularly dry, just wet. Atmosphere, thin. We had a thin atmosphere. Temperature is low. Yep, so we had a low temperature, thin atmosphere. Determine what types of... Sorry, I have to turn my head sideways to read this. Determine the types of terrain present. Use the table below. Start with the baseline and add the appropriate modifiers depending on the planetary conditions. A modifier of none means the terrain type may not exist on the planet, no matter what other modifiers are present. For example, the final percentage of chance of grasslands occurring on a planet with standard gravity, atmosphere, and temperature, but low hydrographics would be 30%. To determine how prevalent a type of terrain is, count how many degrees of success were rolled. So basically, you just have to roll a D is 10 digits under the required roll. For example, a roll of 30 when required roll of 60 means 3 degrees of success. Compare the results to the next table. Okay, so get a percent and then yeah, so just basically degrees of success. There's another table. Oh, here we go. 1 or less is insignificance. 2 is mild. 3 is common. 4 is widespread. 5 is near total, and 6 or more is dominating. If you don't, mind you, if you don't roll any degrees of success, meaning if you the results, the dice, the diameter is, yeah, sure. Hang on, let me show you. Notes. The circumference is 11,000 kilometers. It was 2d10, so it's 11,000 kilometers. With a gravity of 0.04 G. So, fairly low gravity because it's so small, basically. So it's not particularly dense either. Yeah, that's our, this is what we have so far for, stuff. And then we're gonna go terrain type. Bop. Okay, let's do it. I got a plan. Alright, the plan is, I'm gonna start with grasslands. And high gravity is plus, so it's 40%. None of the hydrographics apply because it's just kind of average. So low temperature is plus 10%. High gravity doesn't apply to us, but low temperature is plus 10%, so it's 50%. And the atmosphere is, thin atmosphere is minus 30, so it's down to 20. So it's at 20%. Fair enough. It actually might be very waterlogged. It is a very small, wet planet, but it is orbiting its star on its own. It's not a moon. So the way this works is we roll a D100, and if we get under 20%, it means we have grasslands. That's basically how it goes. Yeah, if we roll under 20%, we get grasslands. And yeah, I think that's it, right? Because we're going to have minus everything on thin. Okay, thin atmosphere. So it's minus 30. It's 40. But it's 10 plus 10% for low temperature. Yeah, so it's 20%. So we have to roll under a 20 on D100. Let's do it. 55. No, we do not have grasslands. We do not have grasslands. Do we have savanna? So, okay, we can try rerolling. Should I reroll grasslands, or should we save the reroll for later? That is the question. It's up to you because you actually fronted for the reroll. So, but you can use channel points or bits if any of the rest of you want to get in on this. But yeah, we can reroll that one, or we can save the reroll for later, essentially. I mean, not particularly. It's a low chance anyway, even with the reroll. I'll reroll grasslands because I'm not sure. Let's see if. Actually. Dang it. Basically low atmosphere. Yeah. Thin atmosphere gives us lower chances of anything. It's very annoying. Alright, let's reroll grasslands. Let's see. It's a very low chance. Yeah, no, that's 50 even. It was not meant to be. Which is fair. Let's see how it goes. Not particularly attached to the idea of grasslands, as long as we get something. Let's see, savanna is 30%. Let's see. Low gravity doesn't increase any. High, we don't have high or low, so none of the higher graphic modifiers apply. Low temperature is plus 10, so that's 40. I agree with that. Yeah, plus 10 is 40. Non-existent is... Right. Thin is minus 20, so it's down to 20%. Again. It's down to 20% again. Because the thin atmosphere really is not conducive to freaking anything. Oh, that's a 0. And a 6. That's a 6. That's a full degree of success, if not more. So, hang on. Let's see. We got mild. Yeah, it's more than 1 degree of success. So, we're going to round up to 2 and say mild terrain types. Okay, so we actually got real terrain. I mean, okay. Is mild. So we have a savannas. We have some savannas. This is good. This is very good. Okay. Let's see if we have forests. We have savannas. So at the very least, we have... If we don't get a success on any of the others, we at least have savannas. Continual forest. That's, okay, 60%, but no gravity boost. Okay. And then... Oh no, low gravity is plus 30. Wait a second. We have plus 30 from the gravity. I mean, we could. Yeah, there's no reason we couldn't have lions or elephants. Okay, hang on. So it's plus 30 for low gravity, which we do. Let's see, 4 or less. Yeah, we have low gravity, which means we get a plus 30. So that's 60 on the... 60 plus 30 is 90 for the forest. Hang on. 90 minus 50 for the atmosphere. So, freaking 40. But still, that's 40. That's a 40% chance of continual forests. So that's not a bad odds. And we have our dice. So, 40% chance of forest. Let's roll for it. 99. Okay, that's a 99. Alright, well, so 99 is a thing, and yeah. So, we don't have forest. Well, we don't have continual forest. We might have broken forest. Let's see what we got on broken forest. Which is 50 plus 10, that's... But a thin atmosphere only gets down 40. Yeah, so we have large open spaces. We might have some broken forest, though. Let's see. Broken forest is 50%. And then plus 10 for the low gravity. So 60%. And then hydrographics don't apply because... right. Oh, low temperature. Hang on. It was minus 30 for the forest. So... But it was plus 10 for the savanna. So... It wouldn't have given us grassland, but it gave us... I think it probably gave us another... common. I think it might have bumped savanna up to common, unless I actually remembered to add it. I don't remember if I remember to add it or not, but... It might have bumped savannas up to common, so there's that. But yeah. Minus 20 on the... No. Yes, it is minus 20 for the forests. So it's minus 20. So it's 50... But plus 10, so that's 60. Minus 20 on the temperature, that's 40. Then minus 40 on thin atmosphere, so we do not have any forests. Nope, no forests, just grasslands. Or savanna. We have savanna. So we do not have, we cannot have forest. We have it's too cold and hills are, oh wow. Okay, well, we have plus 20 bonus for hill because of low gravity, so that's 50, 60, 70. And then no temperature. Hang on. 70, no temperature. And thin atmosphere is only a minus... For hills is only a minus 5. So, 65. 65% chance of hills. Alright, let's do it. Let's roll. That's a 52. So, barely. So, we have some hills. Mild, I think, hills, right? Or, insignificant. Insignificant. So, we have freaking a handful of hills. Unless you want to reroll and make it hillier. Your call. But, unless someone wants to spring for a reroll, we have a handful of hills. So we have savanna and a handful of hills. Yeah, we have a handful of hills, some nice savanna. Yeah, we have a handful of hills, some savanna. Let's see what else we got. Ooh, flat, broken rock, an active volcano. Ooh, mountains. Let's see if we got mountains. We might get better mountains. Alright, is there any... So it's a plus 40 for freaking low gravity. Okay. So this 50 plus 40 is 90. That's a 90%... Hang on, 90%, and then minus 10 for the thin atmosphere. So 80% chance of mountains. Yeah, we have an 80% chance of mountains, so... each of the, okay, so The reason you roll all the others first, because you could just roll terrain, but the reason we're rolling the that's true. The wind is going to be epic. But no, the reason you roll all the other stuff first is because then it adds modifiers. So for example, if you have a high gravity world, there's a 30% chance higher chance that you have grassland than if you just rolled grassland. Like the baseline is not, it's rolling baseline plus the gravity with modified by the gravity, modified by the hydrographics. We don't get any modifications from the hydrographics because we are in the sweet spot of mid-level that doesn't, but if you have a lot of water, it changes things. If you have a huge amount of water, it changes things. If it's non-existent, you have a lot of things. And then there are certain ones like, if you have a non-existent atmosphere, you can't get grassland, savanna, forest at all. You can't get any of the, you just can't get, but it's more likely to be sandy with cliffs. So yeah, it basically modifies the terrain rolls. The terrain rolls are modified by, that's why we have an 80% chance of mountains is because we have, because we have a low gravity world, we have a 40% higher chance of mountains. But we have a 10% less chance because we have a thin atmosphere. So it's an 80% chance altogether. That's why you roll all the other stuff first, is to know how you modify that's how, because they're all modified by the length of the day. You could it's the climatology is up to chance modified based on what you got going on, everything else. You know what I mean? Like, we probably would have had grasslands if we'd had a high gravity world. That roll would have been good enough to give us grasslands, but because we have a low gravity world, we didn't get the extra bonus, and we don't have grasslands. But we do have hills a little bit. Yes, true, but I mean, yeah, so it is a dice, yeah, so it is a percentage chance, but, yes, you have to apply, but it gives you something to work with. For example, I know we have savanna and hill, and maybe hills, but no mountains, so it's like, well, okay, if we only have some hills, like, where are they? Maybe we only have hills near the equator, for example, so you start with what you have and then add it, but we don't have forest, so I start with, okay, well, we have savanna but not forest, so what does that look like? Yeah, so it gives us something to work with. Basically, it gives us something to work with, basically. It just gives you the basic idea, and then you work with it. And, yeah, I'm sure any of them you could just arbitrarily say, no, we're not using the random roll, we're going to choose instead. That's how, random tables work. But, well, well, we don't know if they're mountains yet, but they're, but yeah, that's, we don't know if they're mountains yet, but, there's an 80% chance of mountains because of the low gravity and high spin rate. That's why it gives us a higher chance. That's how these, so if there isn't, then if it comes up to a low chance, it's very unlikely, and therefore we'd have to, come up with a narrative reason why. But because we have low gravity, there's a very good chance we get mountains. The thin atmosphere does affect that, though. So maybe the stone isn't right for mountains, or maybe, you come up with a narrative reason. But let's see what we got for mountains, because we might have a lot of mountains. It's an 80% chance, right? And we're rolling a D100. Let's see what we got. 35. That's 5 degrees of success. Okay, so near total. Okay, so we have a lot of mountains. A lot of mountains. That's true. Um, um, well, it has a little bit of a curve. Let's see. All right, we have a lot of mountains. Okay, yeah, but it's not just the warp. It also has, you know, and planets are weird. I mean, Earth, you know, sometimes planets are just weird and random, and I think that's kind of cool. You know, that it, you know, that the kind of terrain you get is completely random. Not complete, well, you know, it's not completely random. It's based on what you, yeah, it's based on what kind of planet it is, what makes sense to be there. But in the end, it, how much it has is based on a dice roll. So it, because planets are weird and random sometimes, and sometimes you get unlucky and your planet has nothing except sand and broken rock, which, like Balboa, has a little bit of sand and broken rock, but just basically nothing because, I mean, that has hot. It was a hive world, so it had hot human girls. They weren't aliens. They were not Xenos. These were human women. But oh, all right. But yeah, let's see how many plateaus we've got, because we have a lot of mountains. Do we have plateaus? 30. And then plus, okay, that's 70. And then a minus 10 for the thin atmosphere. That's 60% chance of plateaus. Let's see, we got 45. That's 2, so 2 degrees of mild. Occasional plateau. So the occasional plateau. Lots of mountains, occasional plateau. Hardly any hills. A handful of hills. And some savanna. Alright, we're getting... Yeah, Earth would... Ooh, get swamps too. Alright. Dormant volcanoes is 30% chance. No gravitational... The hydrographics. Thin atmosphere, that's this one. Minus 10. So, 30 minus 10. So there's a 20% chance of dormant volcanoes. That's a 90. Yeah, no. So we don't have any dormant volcanoes. Do we have any active volcanoes? Even lower chance. Alright, minus 15. There's a 5% chance we get an active volcano. Let's roll. Let's see. Do we get an active volcano? 5% chance. Let's see. Four. Okay. We had a 5% chance to get an active volcano. Right? And I roll a 4 on the D100. That is... Yeah, minus 15. No gravity bonus, and all those are high... Yeah. We have an active volcano. We have an active volcano. We have... I mean, it's a very low roll. It was only 4. But it has one active volcano. No dormant volcanoes, but one active volcano. Which, I don't know, it's pretty cool. Yes, we got an active volcano. Broken rock is 30% minus 10. Okay. So it's 20. No atmosphere. Okay, so that's 20% chance of broken rock. Let's see. Stranger things have happened. 22. There's a 20% chance and we get a 22. So no broken rock. No broken rock, but the dice are being finicky. Okay, flat rock. We don't have a lot of flat rock, so that's 20 because it's a minus 10, and also 20. Okay. Let's see. Well, that's 60, so no flat rock either, but because it's all mountainous. And do we have columns? That's interesting. Ooh, and then do we have moors and swamps and caves and ravines and ooh. We have some fun stuff. Okay. Columns is 15. Oh, plus 70. Okay, that's 85 because of our low gravity. And no atmosphere penalty, so that's an 85% chance of columns. Let's see what we got. 90, 99. Okay, these dice are all over the place. Well, I guess we don't have columns. Despite it was an 85% chance, and we just do not have them. That's okay. The question is, do we have moors and swamps? Let's start with moors. We get, so it's 45. Thin atmosphere gives us a minus 10, so 25. 35. Oh no, hang on. That's plus 10, so it's 45. And then minus 10 is 35. Yeah, so 45. Yeah, so it's 35. 35% chance of moors. These dice have given us 99 and also given us a 4. So I think they're all over the place. And there's a 35% chance. Let's roll. $42. Answer to life, the universe, and everything, and the question of whether we have moors or not means no. Yeah. The low gravity would be helpful, but the atmosphere. No moors. Okay. Barren is 30%. And then plus 30 for the atmosphere. So that's 60% chance of having, what, barren areas? I don't know what quite that means, but sure, that's 70. So whatever it is, we don't have any of them, and these dice are rolling high, which normally is a good thing. Rogue Trader, you tend to want to roll low. If you happen to have no terrain at all, that almost happened with Balboa. You're kind of in a weird position. I think we re-rolled on rocks and barely passed, so we have some rocks. But basically, you just have nothing. It's weird. Basically, we just had, you re-roll some of them, and is what you do with that, essentially. And we did. Now we have, I think we ended up getting a little bit of sand and broken rock, and we were just like, well, it's a miserable planet. It is, it was a hive world, though, so, which we rolled as well. But yeah, it did get, that's kind of what you have to do. Or figure out some clever way of why there is no, terrain of any sort. 30% swamp. Minus 10 for... So it's 10% more likely to have moors, but 10% less likely to have swamps. 30 minus... Okay, so it's 20%. And another 20 for the atmosphere. So that's... Yeah. No swamps. It is impossible for us to have swamps because our atmosphere is too thin and we got not enough gravity, not enough, atmosphere. Caves, though, we get a plus 20%. That's 50. So we got a 50-50 shot at caves. Ready? 50-50 shot at caves. Let's do it. 51. Okay, these dice are really weird. So we don't really have any caves either. We have freaking... Okay. Interesting. Do we have ravines? That's an interesting question. 40 plus 20, that's 60. Minus 30 for the atmosphere. So 30% chance of ravines. You ready? The dice have been wild today, so we'll see what we get. That's no, that's 99. Again. These dice just like to roll 99s, I guess? I don't know. No, the table definitely makes some sense. It's these two dice, these D100, have rolled 3 99s tonight. Well, that's why, because it's supposed to be really random. Like, if you wanted to create a planet that wasn't random, you'd just, say, arbitrarily. You could also do is write down the percentage for every, for all of the terrain types and then base, you could put your percentage for your terrain types when you could do, instead of having to roll for all of them. Just write a list of all the terrain types that have possible percentages, and then base your, how much of that terrain is based on the percentage. Like, anything at high percentage, there was a lot of it. Anything at a low percentage, there wasn't much of it. And then you wouldn't have to roll. You could do it like that. But I like rolling because, I think that's kind of the point is, if you're pulling out random roll, a random roll table like this, you want to roll. Like, that's how, yes. Depending on the game, it wouldn't make sense to roll on this table. I gotcha. Alright, let's roll for 20. Okay, so 20% chance of sandy areas. But another plus 20% chance for the atmosphere. Let's do it. $43. Okay. Yeah, 43. Huh. Alright, let's see for islands. Is a 50 plus 10. 60. And then a minus 20 for the thin atmosphere. Yep, that's that one. A minus 20 for the atmosphere. So that's a 40% chance. Decent. These dice, you never know, because we've already rolled 2 99s, and then that's a 38. Okay. So we have insignificant islands, but not none. Alright. There's a handful of islands kicking around. And a couple of islands. And cliffs. Do we have cliffs? Well, 20%, so that's 60%. And the 70%. Okay, so we have a decent... Let's do it. 70%. That's 3. Okay. That's freaking dominating. That's only 5 degrees of success, so near total. So we have a lot of mountains and a lot of cliffs. All right, so we have a lot of mountains and a lot of cliffs. I think that's pretty good. We have a lot of mountains, a lot of cliffs, one active volcano, some hills, and a couple. We have some savanna and some hills, an occasional plateau, but mostly it's just mountains and cliffs, which makes a lot of sense. Handful of islands. Yeah, I think we got ourselves a pretty decent setup for a planet. Mind you, that doesn't tell us about the really meaty stuff. See, once we got the basic geography figured out, you get to the really, really meaty stuff, which is what comes next. What type of world is it? And what's the population modifier? All right. So, so it just, and then you roll. Dang. All right. Well, first thing you do is roll for type of world. Is 0 to 3. Atmosphere characteristic is 2. 8, 9, A, B, or C. Or an unhospitable right of F. When the result is feral or feudal world, roll again and disregard the first result. So it's not going to be a feral or a feudal world. Yes. Roderick von Steelfeather. Right, that goose. I mean, I don't think... Just... Ugh, that goose. We might end up... That goose will outlive us all. Okay. Plan. The first plan is to roll for type of world, and then it is really late, and I will probably end up going to bed, and then... but let's roll for type of world. We got the... we're going to roll a different D100 pair, because that one is being... We're going to roll these two for the D100, because those two are being... We're putting you back in the thing. Shoo. Go back. Not exactly dice jail, but they're done for today. They rolled us a whole slew of stuff. Okay. 1 and 20. That's a forge world. Interesting. Well, it makes sense. If there's all those mountains, it could have a lot. It would probably have a lot of mineral resources. And yeah, okay, I can see this. This is a forge world. Does anyone have a really good name for a forge world? A tiny forge world with very little gravity or atmosphere, although a decent amount of water. Some savanna, but mostly hills and actually not even a lot of hills, but like mountains and cliffs. Just this epic, and a single active volcano, which might have been. That might be a gift of the Omnissiah, because you could probably forge stuff in volcanoes that would be actually a very... Active volcanoes probably like a forge. That's probably like a whole thing. This is what you do with the roll tables, is you get results, and then you put them together. Okay, let me put that at the top. Does anyone have a good idea for a name? If not, we can leave it unnamed for now. And then we figure out the population, and then we can... Ooh, society. Roll for government types. Forbidden World. GM's discretion. Ogun. Huh. That actually makes sense. Ogunda. Because I feel like naming it directly after a god would be a little on the nose, but Ogunda. That works. Yeah. That is our... We have a planet now. This was how we did. And we could roll for population, but... No, that actually makes a lot of sense. That actually makes a lot of sense to name it after a forge deity. A very good idea. Linda. The name. That makes a lot of sense. Alright, it is 1:45. No, 1:15. And I am... Oh, I don't even have sheets on my bed, too. I have to go... Because I washed them, and then I put them in the dryer before work and never pulled them out. Okay. So I have to end the stream, but I really, really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. With me, mostly. I always love to have people come hang out. Discord is fun and has links to cool stuff. Ah, yes, you've been making the cool stuffs. And yeah, exactly. In the meantime, I gotta put the sheets back on the bed, try to get some sleep, and yes, I do tend to stream early in the day because work is a thing. Although 1 p.m. streams are like 10, so mid-morning for you. But yeah, I do the late night streams usually on Wednesday, but today was an exception because Bailey's back working, so I finally got the computer coming. But yeah, I appreciate it. You're cool to have around. So yeah, thank you all for coming. And hopefully, let's see if is there anyone we should raid. Goblin Cave TB. We could raid them. Doki Doki Literature Club. I think they're... Let's raid... Questions are good. Questions are good. It brings us better. Oh, good questions. Yeah. Alright, let's see. What do we want to raid? Let's raid Goblin Cave TV. They're doing... Ooh. It looks fun. They're doing like a... Alright, we're gonna raid Goblin Cave TV. You guys don't have to come, but they're on and they have fun stuff. So I think we're gonna raid them. Pop in, say hi. And I will see you all on the flip side.